Today's topic is addiction to the approval of others and how to deal with it. So it feels good to be loved, liked, accepted, and to even get the approval of others. No one wants to be rejected or to be disapproved. The desire to get the approval of others is a good thing in our lives. It is actually a legitimate need that we all need in our lives. So there is nothing wrong you wanting to please your parent, your spouse, your children, our neighbors, our friends. The Bible actually commands all of us to try and please other people. So the Bible discourages us being selfish or self-centered. So the approval of others is a good thing in our lives. But just like any other God-given gift, a legitimate need in our lives can be misused. For example, we all have a legit need for food, and this need for food in our lives can be misused. And we all have a legitimate need for sex. This legitimate need for sex in our lives can be misused. The same way we all need an approval from other people. And this need for approval in our lives can be misused. So at times, we allow people to walk all over us simply because we fear being rejected. We say yes to people when we badly want to say no. So pleasing people affects what we eat, what we wear, and to some extent what we even say before people. So as much as pleasing people is a good thing, and as much as it gives us the peace and the joy that we all want in our lives, pleasing people is a dangerous thing to try. Because in most cases, we may have opinions that should be considered. But because our ultimate goal is to please people, we have people that we put a priority in our lives. It becomes hard to share these opinions because we fear their reactions towards our opinions. We may be true with our doctrines or our principles, but because we want to be accepted, we want to fit in, we want to be loved, we end up giving in or saying yes to things that we know are against our own wish, our own will, our principles, and so much. And because of that, inside of us, we feel miserable and we feel misused. But because we don't want to be rejected, we finally have to say yes. From the book of Proverbs 29 verses 25, the Bible says, "It is a dangerous trap to be concerned with what others think of you. But if you trust the Lord, then you are safe." So pleasing people is actually considered a trap in the Bible. So let's find out why pleasing people is considered as a trap. Number one, it is that it causes us to miss out on God's given gift or purpose in our lives. So if we consistently concerned about what others think about us, so it means we've given these people a priority. They control us. They control what we think, what we do, what we say, what we eat. And so it means that we will end up becoming that which these people want us to become. We're not free to make our own judgment. And so we miss out on God's given purpose, the main purpose that God created us for. From the book of 1 Thessalonians chapter 2 verse 4, the Bible says, "Our purpose is to please God alone and not people, because He's the one who examines our heart. It becomes easy to stop all this crazy thing of wanting to please people, wanting to be accepted, wanting to be loved. The love of God is enough. And as much as we want to be loved by other people, it should not dominate our lives. Because if we consistently focus on what other people think of us, then it means we will end up missing out God's given gift in our life. We will become that which our parents want us to be. We will become that which our spouses, our children, our friends want us to be. And we will end up missing that purpose that God created us for. Number 2, why pleasing people is considered as a trap is that it leads to sin. So if our ultimate goal in this life is to please people, that is a priority in our lives, it means our opinions don't count. The fact that we have our own doctrines, our own principles, basically these principles don't matter. It is their principles, it is their rules that matters in our lives. So for example, if today you wake up and find yourself that you're 2 or 3 months pregnant, and then decide to let your boyfriend know that you're carrying a baby, an innocent soul, a baby is growing inside you. Then the man decides that, then the guy decides that, you know what, I'm very young to be a parent, I'm very young to be a husband. So I think the best alternative or the best opinion as at now is for you to go and terminate this pregnancy. Is for you to go and terminate the pregnancy. So if your ultimate goal, baby girl, is to please your husband or the boyfriend, it means you definitely know that whatever the boyfriend is suggesting is against your principles, is against the will of God. You're definitely going to terminate that innocent soul simply because you fear being rejected by this boyfriend. You want to see your boyfriend happy. You want to do everything to make him happy. And that one includes terminating an innocent soul. So pleasing people help us or leads us into sin. Let's focus on pleasing God. Let's do what is pleasing before God. You know, it is a sin to commit adultery. You know, it is a sin to terminate that baby. Stand firm and disappoint that man or that boyfriend because you know what is good to do. What is good before God? What is the will of God in your life? Another reason as to why pleasing people is referred to as a trap is that it causes hypocrisy in our lives. So when a hypocrisy invades our lives, it means we wear mask. And when we wear mask, it means we're not real. We pretend to be who we're not. We fake it. So from the book of Luke 16:15 says, you make yourselves look good before other people's eyes, but God knows yourselves. But God knows your hearts. You make yourselves look good before other people's eyes, but God knows your hearts. So as much as we're going to pretend to be loved, to be accepted, to fit in this group, it is important to acknowledge that God sees our hearts, or God knows our hearts. So God knows us better than the people we're pretending to accept us, to love us? How do we deal, or how do we handle the fear of rejection? Because wanting to please people is simply because we fear being rejected. We want to be loved, we want to belong, we want to be accepted. So how do we deal with this? Number one, it is important to acknowledge that you don't need anybody's or anyone's approval to be happy. Happiness is a choice, and you are as happy as you choose to be. What other people think about you has no relationship with your happiness. Happiness is a choice. Happiness is within you. It is important to acknowledge that, yes, we need one another. We need one another to survive in this life. Life is hard. Life is difficult. Life is a struggle. So we need one another, yes. But don't let that acceptance, don't let that togetherness, that love dominate or control your life. Let God be number one in your life. Fear God and God alone. So if you think that you need the approval of other people to be happy in this life, my sister, my brother, I have sad news that you may end up dying a very disappointed man or a very disappointed lady, because no matter what you do, no matter how good you'll try to be, there will be people in your life, or there will be people in our lives who will find fault in each and everything that we do, in each and everything that you do, no matter how good you try to be. So I think there comes a time when we all must acknowledge that, yes, it's good to care for other people, but the peace of another person is not your responsibility. Your responsibility is to make yourself happy, is to ensure that you are happy, you as happy as you choose to be. Happiness is within you, so make that a priority and be happy. So number two, on how to deal with this fear of wanting to please people, it is important to acknowledge that even God Himself, God who created you and me, God who created each and every one of us, cannot please all of us at the same time. Yesterday there was a match between Arsenal and Man City, I guess. Both teams had or have fans, but both teams, that is Man U and Arsenal, have fans, and these people, and God could not please all these people at the same time. There had to be losers and winners. So the Man U members left the place disappointed, while the Arsenal fans left happy because their team won. So even God Himself cannot satisfy or cannot please all of us at the same time. Another thing is, now as I'm speaking, we have places where we have floods because of rain. We have places where there's drought because there's lack of rain. So these two places, The place where we have drought, guys are requesting for rain. Guys are down on their knees praying to God for rain. Where we have floods, we have people asking for I think the sunny days. So it is important to acknowledge that even God himself cannot satisfy, or God himself cannot please all of us at the same time. There is a time that God decides that now this is not your time. This is not my time to answer whatever you're asking for. You have to wait. Or maybe there is denial. God is going to deny whatever you bring for. So it is important to acknowledge even God himself cannot please each and every one of us at the same time. So it becomes easier to stop all this crazy thing of wanting to please each and every person we're coming across. My friend, it doesn't matter what you do. There will be people in our lives who will discredit us, who will hate you, who will say all sorts of things, all sorts of words, simply because they don't like you, they hate you for no reason. So just focus on God, baby girl or baby boy. My sister, focus on God and nothing else. If they were to like you or to love you, they will, even without you trying, doing everything, doing all the crazy things. Leave it to God. Thank you for watching, guys. Be blessed and bye.